Herkese selam millet. Tekrardan hoş geldiniz. Sherlock Holmes'un bir bölümüyle daha karşınızdayım. Ee, Artık inceleyecek bir şey kalmadı. Yapabileceğimiz son vuruşu da Peter'la yaptık. Burada şunları birleştirebilirim. Evet, bunları yaptığım zaman bakalım. Zararsız bir flört olmuş büyük bir ihtimal. Bakalım. Yok, hiç düşünmüyorum. Şans bir atış olamaz. Buna bir üstün güç gerekiyor. Ben bunları tekrar bir baktım. O yüzden bunları şey yapıyorum. Nelligan masum. O güçte bir değil. Suçlu. Yani en iyi ihtimalle böyle oluyor. Ve Cairns suçlu bence. Yani olamaz. Nelligan o güçte bir değil. Çünkü bayağı adamı duvara mıhlamıştı. E, Bunların da öyle bir şey yaptığını düşünmüyorum. Çünkü kadının onu oraya koyduğuna haberi bile yok. O yüzden en mantıklı karar bu geldi bana. Tutukla ve geri dönüşü olmayan bir yola giriyoruz.
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Holmes, could you explain it to me?
As I informed you on our way here, Patrick Cairns is the murderer of Black Peter.
Why bring me here? Wouldn't it be better if we were out looking for him?
That would be futile, as he will be with us in approximately 12 seconds.
Oh, well, if this is your idea of humour.
No, I just heard the front door. Prepare yourself.
Good day, gentlemen. A young lad gave me a note from Captain Ahab. Am I at the right address? Is he here?
Indeed, it is the correct address. But in place of your captain, may I present to you Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard?
That means...
It means, my friend, that you are arrested for the murder of Black Peter.
What? What? A trap? You think you can take me?
Here now. We'll have none of that.
And I say that we will.
Ya bir de bununla mı kapışacağız Allah'ım? Boom. Boom be. Boom. Oy. Zıpkıncı mıpkıncı dinlemeyiz ha. Çakkarım ha.
Lestrade, are you all right? Are you able to stand?
Oh, my jaw. Gore. He took me by surprise, Mr. Holmes. Otherwise, he would have seen what I'm capable of. Oh.
Yes, he was lucky.
But you got him.
It was remarkably easy. He lost his balance after he struck you.
And you practice boxing, I know. You must have hit him hard. Our fellow is knocked out.
We should call for a police cab and then take you to the hospital.
Yes, well, no need for a hospital. I would prefer to keep this between us. You know.
Of course, Inspector. The case is closed.
Öldürüp öldürünce o kadar başarılı bir atış yapabilecek tek kişi tütün kesesi olay mahallinde bulundu. Kendisi soğukkanlı bir katildir. Onu adaletle teslim etmeye karar verdi. Bir de şöyle bir şey var, unuttum söylemeyi. Yani orada hiçbir şekilde unutamazdı bence. O kargaşada bıraktı kaçtı gibi geliyor. Sonucu kontrol etmek mi? Aa, doğru muymuş? 16'da 16 yapmışım. Yeah. Kararı kabul et. Tamam, evet evet. Kişilik sıralaması, adalet arayan, davayı aynı yollarla çözen insanlar, aynı inisiyatif seçimleri yapan insanlar. O ben bayağı azınlıktayım o zaman şey olarak.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, Certainly, it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Evet.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow. Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Ortadan kaybolan trenin gizemini çöz. Tren kaybolduğu demiryolunu araştır. Tren şu yoldaydı. O yüzden oraya gidiyoruz.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective.
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor...
Could you please give us a...
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I... However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report.
I would be glad to have a detailed map.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the...
See you later, my good man. Railway post bags. This map will be useful.
Bir tane daha bir şey alacaktık. Hayır, daha değil. Şuradan mı değil? Adamın kendi ofisindeymiş. Oradan alabilirsiniz dedi. Onları alalım. Neydi?
This part is probably from a locomotive. An old locomotive bell. This part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the station.
Yani depo alanıymış burası. Buraları iyice araştırmak lazım bence. Buraya giremiyoruz zaten. Adamın kendi odasındaymış. Oraya bakmak lazım da öyle bir şey demedim yani. Ben mi yanlış hatırlıyorum? Ticket office.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson. Here is the train set. A telegraph.
Şuralarına her yere bakmak lazım. Burada bir şey yok. Taba basalım. Kaybolan trenin baştan sona doğru sırası lokomotif, gömür vagonu, birinci sınıf vagon, posta vagonu, özel vagon, Bay Robinson'un siparişi üzerine ikinci sınıf vagon. Okey. Okey. Tamam. Ne yapacağız şimdi? Mr. Robinson'la görüşmemiz gerekiyor dedi. Gidip görüşelim. İstasyonlara mesaj.
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
Bir daha bir gidip bakacağım.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows, and they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. But what kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington station. I should like to visit.
Of course, it's a suburban railway station.
See you later, my good man.
Bakalım şimdi taba. Tamam. Özel vagonun ne taşıdığını öğren. O gece trende bulunan yolcular hakkında bilgi topla. Buraya gidiyoruz. Geldik. Direkt etrafımı araştırayım. Burası açılıyor mu? Şöyle buradan gitsem şuraya baksam. Tam buradan çıkıyorsun. Burası da değil. Bakmam gereken yer. Şöyle şurada bir şeyler var mı? Yok. O zaman direkt ben bir sahibiyle konuşayım. Buranın yönetimiyle bir şey işte. Warehouse. Şurası.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies.
Please calm down, sir.
Concern? What is my concern? Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need it.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir.
İçeride biri var mı? Göremedim. Şurada biri var. Sen zengine benziyorsun ha.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, In that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well,
I presume...
yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean... I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost.
What do you know about the Barkazis company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in. And yet, I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster.
Mr. Robinson, could you...
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been... But despite my requests, the train left...
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot! You will pay for it. I will sue you.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barkazis Chilean company.
Açın lan kapıyı. Burada bir telegraf vardı.
A telegraph.
Trenin fotoğrafı herhalde. İlk önce şuralara bir bakayım. Ondan sonra konuşacağım şimdi. Ha, aynen T ile bakalım ya. Benim görmediğim bir şey var. İlerideki boşluk mu? Parça kağıt.
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
15.000 pound. Şuraya da bir T ile bakayım. Bir şey bulamadım. Tamam. Direkt şununla konuşalım.
Good day to you, gent.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor is not
Do not worry. Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported...
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked... I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with... They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to them. There are very strict and clear rules. paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarked...
I did. And I mentioned it in my report to our higher management.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that...
That is, first of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Bence bu ya. Başka adam akıllı mantık var mı ki yani? Bakalım öbürleriyle bir şey uyuşuyor mu? Space. Okay. İsterseniz siz okuyabilirsiniz dedi. Verdi. Burada araştıracağım başka bir şey var mı? Yok. Okey, çıkalım. Tamam. Şuraya da bir kişinin daha gelmesi gerekiyor. Hemen o zaman Chesterfield'a gidiyoruz. Hemen ilk önce dışarı bakıyorum tekrar. Okey. Burada hiçbir şey yok. T ile bakayım hatta. Daha net görelim. Tamam. Burada alakalı hiçbir şey yok. Biraz sonra çık kardeşim. Neresi? Train station.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
A fishing advertisement.
Uyuyor lan bu.
A telegraph.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
Bayağı ayı bu adam.
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
What? The 18 hour 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions. Were there any passengers who got off?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
Ah, will I ever get any peace?
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
Daha araştırmadığım yerler var burada. Hiçbir yere gitmiyorum hemen. Bir çıkalım şuraya bakalım.
Locked. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock.
Aa, lockpick yaptıracak. Oley be. Tamam. Burası oldu.
Railway post bags. These tools were used quite recently. They are still muddy. We should ask about them. A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights. And heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
Bir sahte tren deneyi. Okey, ipuçlarına geri dönelim. Şu ve şu. Olabilir. Yani olabilir yani. Bunda bunun bağlantısı yok, tamam.
I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here. So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson, I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle. We need to attach a headlight and a steam whistle.
Bir far ve buharlı tren. O zaman hemen bir şunu kapa. Bir far. Okay.
I need something long for the headlight to be attached.
Niye hepsini taksit söylüyorsun, delireceğim. Uzun bir şeye ihtiyacımız var. Ver şunu. Hemen bunları da ekleyelim.
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight. The headlight is attached. The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher.
Ateş söndürücü. Burada mı? Burada.
The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. First of all, let us pump the pressure inside the extinguisher. First of all, let us pump the pressure inside the extinguisher. The steam whistle is ready to be used. Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Huh. At any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
Tekrar sahte tren. Bugünlük bu kadar. Sherlock Holmes'tan yeterli bence. Çünkü yarım saati buluyor neredeyse. Videomu izlediğiniz için çok teşekkür ederim. Kanalıma abone olup like atmayı unutmazsanız sevinirim. Eğer video sonundaki videolardan size ilginç gelen bir şey varsa tıklamayı unutmazsanız da çok sevinirim. Kendinize iyi bakın. Görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın. Bay bay.